Alright guys, welcome to this episode of Head-to-Head Battle. So in today's episode, we're going to be doing a Sky Striker deck profile. It's still 2020. 2020 Sky Strikers with no Engage, but with Widowmaker to 2 and Kagari back to 3. Big shout out to Ryan Yu for destroying that online tournament. There were so many players in it, and I drew a lot of inspiration from his deck profile, as many others have, but we had to throw in that nice Susu spice, alright? So let me know in the comment section down below if the spice that I threw in there was something you would use as well, alright? So as per usual guys, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell to join our notification squad. And also, power of editing, we stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/headtoheadbattles. And we stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. EST. Be there or be a parallelogram, okay? And as always guys, thank you for all your support that you guys have been giving us. I think we just hit 3K. That's insane to think about. You know, I think once we hit 5 or 10, like, it's gonna be insane, guys. Thank you for the support. We freaking love you here at Team Head-to-Head Battles. And let's get straight into this zoom zoom hand camera thing. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get straight into this deck profile. So we're gonna move the side and extra to the side, into the extra part of the mat. See what I did there? And let's go straight into the main deck. So we're running 3 Sky Striker Ace Rays. So Ray is still Bae, apparently. Everyone knows what Ray does. You basically quick effect tag it out for your Sky Striker Link monsters. And when your Link monsters end up not being there anymore, you can special summon it right back from the grave, okay? Now, you have your new side chick. This is the side chick, all right? We have Sky Striker Ace Rose? I'm pretty sure it's Rose. If you can get rid of a monster in your opponent's extra monster zone, you can special summon this card and also negate an effect of an opponent's monster. Like, that is a crazy effect. It's a little hard to get off and it's very situational, but it works, okay? Next, we're running triple effect Veilers, all right? Sky Strikers have become much more hand trap heavy, solely due to the fact that you lose a lot of consistency with Engage being at absolutely 0, nada, zilch, 아무것도 없어, okay? That was Korean for we don't got none no more, okay? And we also play Effect Veiler because we do play Selene in the extra deck, all right? So we'll go over that in a little bit as well. Next we're playing triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Again, this hand trap is a catch-all in every format. That's why the card is so expensive, even though it's so widely printed, okay? Ash Blossom is a must, especially being strikers in 2020 and losing that consistency. You have to be able to slow down your opponent as much as possible so that you can play, okay? Next, we're playing double Nibiru. The reason we're not playing 3 is, if we don't have Nibiru in the opening hand going second, and we top deck Nibiru, it's a dead draw. Like, there's nothing we can do with that Nibiru in hand, right? And the reason we can't use a Lava Golem or Sphere mode is because we need that normal summon. Like, we need to be able to plop down Ray and then start, you know, doing Sky Striker things, right? And then that's it for our monster lineup. So it's still a bigger than usual monster lineup, but it's a necessary evil, all right? It's a necessary evil. Next we're playing triple Shark Cannon. So the ratios for strikers have changed a butt ton, like a lot. So the reason we're running triple Shark Cannon, one, it's in line with the meta today, right? With all the Elvish stuff going around and even Salad still going around, like Shark Cannon is a really good way to banish monsters or even use it to push for game, right? So Shark Cannon will either slow your opponent down or help you push for game, right? Next, we're running double Afterburners. So strikers right now, again, we need to be able to clear boards as we play. So generally speaking, the main deck that we have right now is a going second main deck, right? Hence why we're playing so many going second cards and hand traps. So what Afterburners does is, if you control no monsters in the main monster zone, you can target one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field and destroy it. But if you have 3 or more spells in graveyard, you can pop a back row too, which is really important, okay? And next we're playing our double Widow Anchors. I have a good feeling Widow Anchor might come back to 3 on the next FNL list, but don't quote me on it. This is not a ban list prediction video. Widow Anchor is really good because, again, it helps you push for game, and that's how it's been used for all of time, right? And also, if you have less than 3 spells in graveyard, Widow Anchor is just basically a monster negate. But if you have 3 or more, you can take control of your opponent's monster, which again, you can use to link climb or to push for game, right? Next, running 2 Aerospace. The reason we're not running 3 is because it gets cloggy if you have more than 2, right? Or sorry, more than 3, because we do run Terraforming, which essentially gives us 3 Aerospaces. So anything more than that, I feel like you don't need. And you know, Aerospace doesn't come in too much, but it's definitely a very useful card, you know, in the deck. Next, we're running our single jamming waves. The reason we don't run any more than one is because in today's meta, there's not a lot of back row heavy decks, and people can argue like, oh, if you have 3 or more spells in graveyard, you can pop a back row and a front row. But at the same time, like Afterburners is a much better tool because whether you have 3 spells in grave or not, you can use Afterburners to pop up face-up monster as opposed to jamming waves where if you don't have 3, you can't clear the main monster zones, right? Next, we're running 1 Hercules base for recursion. We're running 1 multi-roll because it's multi-roll and it's only at 1. So the next card on our list is Ego Boosters. So let's say you normal summon Ray and go into Hayate, right? And your opponent has a response. You can chain Ego Booster. Ego Booster is a really good card that not a lot of striker players tend to run. What Ego Booster does is it makes that card, so Hayate in our example, immune to card effects except its own. So if your opponent does have a response to Hayate, you can chain Ego Booster to keep it alive and keep it safe, right? Next, we're playing our singular Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones is rightfully at 1. Hornet Drones is a really good card, and you know, if you don't open Ray in hand but have Hornet Drones, you can still do your normal striker combos, okay? Next, we're playing triple Cosmic Cyclone. In this meta, I feel like Cosmic Cyclone is the better card as opposed to Twin Twisters, right? And a lot of people are saying, well, if you use Twin Twisters, you can discard a spell to have more spells in your graveyard. But my rebuttal to that is, what if you really needed that spell? And that was the only thing you could discard. So it wouldn't make much sense to have Twin Twisters over Cosmic, where in this format today, Cosmic just deals a lot more damage to your opponent, right? Next, we're running our double Pot of Desires and our single Pot of Avarice. Now, Ryan Yu's list ran triple Desires, but the thing is, I am afraid of running Desires, and even at 2, it makes my heart quiver a little bit. I'm even using bigger words. So the reason Desires is so good is because, you know, you banish 10 and draw 2, but there's always that one like thought in your head is like, what if I banish like all 3 rays, or 3 rays and 2 rolls? Like, what if you banish everything that you need? Then it wouldn't make much sense, and it definitely is a gamble for a draw 2, right? Avarice is also a really good card because it helps you recur all your extra deck monsters back into your extra deck and helping you to out-resource your opponent, right? Next, we're running 1 Terraforming, 1 Mystic Mine, and 1 Reinforcement of the Army, which rounds up our spell card, right? Now, for our trap cards, we're running 1 Metaverse to get into our Mystic Mine if our opponent forces us to go first. And we're running triple Infinite Impermanences, all right? So again, it's a very hand trap heavy lineup, but because we lack in consistency, we need to be able to have our opponent not set up as well with the hand traps that we have in hand, all right? So let's go straight into the extra deck. All right, so we're playing triple Hayate. Hayate basically allows you to attack directly and then dump a spell card, well, preferably a spell card from your deck to your graveyard, right? And then you can tag out for Kagari. What Kagari will do is take that spell that you just put in the graveyard and add it to your hand, okay? Now, you're gonna go Shizuku and face Shizuku effect. What that will do is it will let you add a Sky Striker spell from deck to hand, so you can have more resources in hand, right? Because you need to be able to keep the advantage over your opponent, right? Next, we have 1 Kaina, which does come in handy. If your opponent is about to hit you for lethal, Kaina will save your life, and use this smartly, okay? Like, be smart with how you use Kaina. Next, we're running 1 Christian Halki Fibrax, running 1 Hita and 1 Zeke for our Link 2s, right? So the combo that Ryan Yu came up with was Hita to grab back your Ash, or if you're playing against Palisades, you grab their Spinny, or grab whatever you want, right? And then you go into Celine, right? And then because you'll have a lot of spells in graveyard, you'll have a lot of counters. With those counters, you can use Celine to special summon the effect builder that you would have already used, and then you're gonna go into Access Code Talker. Now, Access Code Talker really helps this deck push for game, right? Because as you're going through your striker combo, you have a bunch of links with different attributes in your graveyard. So with Access Code Talker, you can banish all the different attribute link monsters that you have in the graveyard to pop cards on your opponent's side of the field, right? And it's a non-targeting effect, so if monsters have a target protection, well, too bad, it's Access Code Talker, right? And that's why a lot of players opt to run Access Code Talker instead of Borosword Dragon, because with Access Code Talker, you can clear the board and still attack for game and push for game, right? Comment down in the comment section down below. Would you use, after my explanation, would you still use Borosword, or are you okay using Access Code Talker, right? So let's go straight into our side deck, because I know in a lot of our deck profiles, we don't generally do the side deck because side decks are very like meta dependent as well as like your locals dependent. But in this video, we'll go into it. Like I said, we're a going second striker deck, so we're gonna need going second cards. We're gonna go play 3 evenly matched, right? Evenly matched is a really good card going up against back row heavy decks, right? And the thing is, if you're gonna be going second anyways, you're gonna know what your opponent is playing, right? So if they're a back row heavy deck, do the best that you can to push through their board, but chances are if they're playing Geist or something, like that's a really hard board out, you know, if they open the nuts. So if you lose that game, you can go with the evenly matched. The evenly matched will definitely save your tushkas when you're playing against back row heavy decks, okay? Now, we're playing triple Dark Lord No More. I feel like Dark Lord No More is an absolute staple in today's meta for the side deck, okay? And honestly, the card is so good that you could probably main deck this card, but in the main deck right now for strikers, it's really tight. But if I were to replace this card with something in the main, I would probably take out the Nibiru's and just main deck the Dark Lord No Mores, because if you draw it, you can still use it, right? Next, we're playing D Barrier. So D Barrier is a really good card and a blowout card going first, because if your opponent knows you're playing a going second striker deck, sometimes they might make you go first. So during those times, make sure to side in D Barrier. Right now, in MR5, you can summon monsters from your extra deck minus links to your main monster zone, which means you can summon a bunch of fusions, bunch of synchros, and a bunch of XCs. With D Barrier, you can actually shut your opponent down so they can't special summon from the extra deck, period, right? Because all you have to do, if you know they're playing fusions, is call fusions, and that's it. It's a wrap. Like, what more can they possibly do, right? Next, we're playing triple DD Crow. I feel like DD Crow is also pretty mandatory in today's meta because it does a lot, right? You can banish the Eldritch of the Golden Lord just as like one of those big ones that really do need to get banished, and it's very effective against Salads, and it has been effective against Salads, right? And there's a plethora of other decks that use cards in graveyard like zombies, right? And now we're playing our final copy of Rose, our final copy of Nibiru the Primal Being, and our second jamming Waves. Alright, so comment down below, what are some things that you would play in the side that's different from what I'm playing, right? Because the thing is, like, as a new player, I'm always trying to like learn as much as I can, and like I'm not being like humble or modest, but I do really want to learn, and I'm really hungry to like top a regional one day and get an invite. So if you guys can help me out with that, comment down in the comment section down below with some advice for the day, right? And as always, guys, if this video can get 500 likes in 5 days, we'll be giving away a booster box with the most recent set. Also, if we get 300 likes, we'll release a live duel. Sky Strikers in 2020 versus Invoke Shaddolls. Who would win? Who would come out on top, alright guys? So, I freaking love you guys. The support has been absolutely overwhelming. And like I said, we already hit 3K in subs. Like, I never thought we would get here. Let's keep pushing though, because I think we can be better together. Stay safe out there during these very interesting times. And I freaking love you guys. This is Susu from HeadtoHeadBattles, signing out.